And yeah, it's going. Sick. All right, it's down here. All right, yeah. Get the stretches in.
I mean, I can't anymore, but
Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, you're constrained over there, but yeah. Trying to set up a podcast for like over 2 years. When did we have the first idea to do a podcast? Like, was that freshman year? No, because freshman year.
we were on the hill.
Yeah, freshman year was like when we were, or like most of our group was like obsessed with the Misfits, I think. And we were like, oh my God, we want to be just like them. We want to do a podcast.
Okay, that is cringe is what that is.
That is cringe.
Thinking back about cringe, that.
No, but I think that's the best way to show how we got the idea of the name.
I mean,
here.
I guess that's the best explanation.
No, it is the best explanation because
But make sure you're...
yeah, we were Misfits wannabes, dude. It was actually so funny.
It was actually
kind of sad.
It was kind of sad.
It was kind of sad.
That's how I would describe it.
But honestly, I think it brought our group together more than anything because we were all like centralized on the idea.
Well, yeah, we were all centralized on just... I don't even know if it was the Misfits because we kind of started with the Misfits and then it just evolved into like craziness.
Yeah.
Like crazy equals funny.
Yeah,
like
crazy
you do
equals
something
funny.
random.
Yeah.
And it won't make sense at all. But that's exactly why you would do it.
That's the point. Yeah. Well, I mean, what did we even do?
Well, because we did so much stuff that I feel like we wanted a place to kind of record us talking about it because it always made us laugh and it was just something that we wanted to have, I guess.
Yeah, I think. And also like, well, obviously like the Misfits were like a big like.
And I guess we saw the medium through them. We saw like, oh, that's how they do it. Like they do all this crazy stuff and then they get to record it and like have it. So if they ever think back to the story, it's like, oh yeah, we talked about that on the podcast.
Yeah.
And so if they ever wanted to relive it, it's like, oh.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do those like I wanted to take pictures and like segment them by year and then make like a video at the end of the year.
Yeah, that was like a montage basically.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just such a good way to like compile memories.
I feel like that's a good way as well, but also you can't kind of get the details of it as you could when you're talking to someone about it.
Yeah.
It's like nobody will understand the context, whereas in a podcast you can kind of explain the context.
Right, because I mean we're both talking about it, so.
Yeah, so that's kind of where this podcast stems from, I guess.
Yeah, so welcome to Finally a Podcast. I guess we should probably introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm Ben.
I'm Gabe.
And yeah, we were just two people out of that group that actually sat down and decided, let's actually kick this thing off because
instead of procrastinating.
Because
I don't know if it was procrastinating or if it was
it's
laziness.
just us being lazy. No, because we have
I don't want to be lumped in with us.
Okay.
I mean, some of us.
Yes. Okay. So the people that we're talking about will probably listen to this, but I mean
it's obvious who.
Yeah,
we didn't set it up. Like it could have been a thing sooner.
Yes,
we're taking initiative now to make it happen.
We are taking initiative now. I mean, when freshman year, we all had we had a doc in a Google Doc and everything with all the ideas on it, and I made like a 9-minute video tutorial on how to use OBS and how we would sync everything up, and then a grand total of 0 people.
I used it.
Yeah,
but I also just had you explain to me.
Yeah. So I mean, I
think some people used it. But it wasn't enough.
It wasn't. It definitely wasn't.
The people who originally had the idea and set up, we had a Discord for it, and then the people who set up the Discord, didn't follow the tutorial and set it up on their stuff. Like something wasn't working, so it just got pushed back.
And then people just kind of gave up, and then we moved on from other things.
People moved on pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to finally be getting the ball rolling.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully.
I feel like we can also. I hope later down the road we can bring some other people from our group that we're talking about.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Into this, and
I think they're definitely going to want to join.
Now once it's going,
once we got the ball rolling, now
I have a feeling.
People are going to want to jump on. But honestly, more the merrier.
Yeah,
it'd be so much fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. So
to those people, we're getting the ball rolling for you guys. So feel free.
you better take the initiative and come with us.
Yeah, take the initiative, dude. All right. So speaking about our group, the name of our group.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I don't remember deciding this. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, that was unfortunately the weirdest thing that I think.
Didn't someone just one of us called us that, and then it just kind of stuck.
Yeah. So okay. Let me just get it out of the water. Our thing was called the Salmons because we couldn't think of anything else. And when we were making, actually no, the idea for the podcast came before the name of the group. So we.
Oh yeah, because I think the name for the group almost came from the idea of having a podcast and trying to come up with a name for it.
Yeah, so we were like, I think some of our drafts were like the undefined podcast and like the half-assed podcast, which that's honestly kind of a genius name.
We could have gone with that.
That's honestly that was
The half-assed podcast.
Honestly, that was probably the second choice, but I kind of like this one.
I mean, this one fits what happened better. The half-assed podcast would have been if we had started back then.
I agree.
This is 2.0 because it's later.
Yeah, unfortunately, but that was.
I mean, unfortunately, but also
it's true.
A lot of stuff's happened.
I think there also was something or a podcast that was already called the Half-Assed Podcast.
Oh, did we look it up and there was someone already?
Yeah, that was what happened with the Undefined podcast. I looked it up and somebody already did that, so we had to scratch
There's no way. Okay, we looked up finally a podcast and make sure this is us.
Too late now. I'm not gonna look it up and get my dreams crushed.
Get owned.
Yeah,
that's all we'll say. I'm not gonna, if you want to fight us for it, then
talk to my lawyers. My zero lawyers.
Yeah, we'll talk to the shadow of a lawyer that doesn't exist. There's nothing there. They'll come at us and we'll get owned. But hopefully
don't get sued. But yeah.
So the Sam.
Yeah.
Back to the. Dude,
that's honestly so. Oh my god. Okay, so
I mean, it kind of encompasses the essence of what that group was back then.
So at the time we were, well, I say at the time we kind of still are, but it's just
it's been a little bit.
It's been a bit.
It's been a couple years.
Freshman year, the Salmons, that came from a saying that two of our friends had, which was "get that salmon." Virgins. And salmon meaning what all high school boys are
trying to obtain.
Yes. But we had a stupid little handshake. I think
we had a handshake.
Yeah, no.
We did have. I still remember the handshake.
No, the beta version of that handshake was between
the beta version, like the.
Yeah, no. It was just a normal handshake.
Early development.
Yeah, it was just a normal handshake. We'd be like, "Get that salmon, my virgins," and then later we decided once we got the whole group thing going, we're like, "Oh, let's make a group handshake because that's fun." And then
it did start with that phrase.
There's that stupid little handshake. They shake our hands and then like what? It was like
one of the things.
It's like three phases. We'd like go like
you'd shake the hand regularly.
Yeah.
Then you'd slide up into like a I don't even know what a bro hold, I guess.
Yeah.
Where you like put the thumbs around each other and you're going in for the hug almost, but you don't go in for the hug.
Yeah.
And then you'd bring it down and you'd have both after the okay, this is hard to explain. After the bro hold okay, dude.
The bro hold.
Yeah, the bro hold. You go down and your middle fingers are like wrapped around each other and you'd shake like a handshake like that.
Yeah.
It was
but we do it. It was almost like
I mean, it was fluent.
It was a fluent handshake. It was hella fluent.
I have to imagine it's been done somewhere else. That's not. It was only a 3-part handshake. Like in terms of length of handshakes.
Maybe not in that order, but I think
all those three usages.
Yeah, I think like the middle finger has definitely been done because it was actually a pretty good handshake for what it was. But
I mean, it wasn't really anything. It was just a handshake.
Yeah, that was I wouldn't say a dark time, but that was a very different.
I feel
time.
like it was the time how everyone looks back at their freshman and sophomore years of high school.
Yeah, I think our funny thing was the group, but I think other people have equally as weird / cringy things.
It's not as horrible as middle school.
Oh,
like,
oof.
I feel like that's.
You want to go back there, dude?
I'm not going back there, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of time, like, I feel like freshman, sophomore, high school is slightly better than that, but also looking back on it, it's like.
Yeah, I think any year of high school easily beats any year of middle school. For sure. Dude, middle school.
Oh, we sync those up, dude. You hear that? For sure. Yeah. Let's go.
God. I'm just like
you're cringing,
squirming, thinking of fucking middle school. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm just like, cringing.
Yeah.
Physically recoiling from middle school. It's actually such a joke, dude.
Yeah, maybe we could get into this now. I mean,
no, we totally could. We should.
I mean, our middle school experience was different than some because the school was being reconstructed.
Oh yeah.
So
I forgot about that, dude.
that
Yeah.
made everything like, I don't
Yeah.
know if, I guess we can't really say
No.
how that affected it, but we didn't have like an indoor middle school, like one
No.
building. It was a very open campus for a middle school,
Yeah.
and everything was being reconstructed because it was super old.
Dude, like the drywall was just peeling off in like half the
Everything,
buildings.
it was like, you know, like post-apocalyptic movies where they would show a school.
Yeah.
It looked like that, but we were actually having class in them.
Yeah, it was just a sad place. Like I think more than half of the classrooms were like portables.
I mean, I literally had my 7th grade classes, like 90% of them were on portables on the basketball courts.
Yeah.
So not only did we not get to have actual classrooms, we were in the small portables, but our like sports areas were
Oh, I
overtaken
forgot.
by
Yeah,
portables.
we literally did not have a basketball court.
We didn't
no,
because
did we have like
classrooms
half? Do we have half a court?
No.
No, we just
The
had
entire
zero.
thing
We
was
had
covered in
nothing.
classrooms because that was the only place they could put them other than the
Oh
field.
yeah, we did all the basketball stuff in the
Oh
pavilion.
yeah, the field also, by the way.
Yeah,
it's more like a
field.
dirt patch.
Yeah, the field with gopher holes in every. Yeah, there's a trend for where we are for our schools is that they're poor as shit.
I mean, yeah.
Our academics are actually insane. Like
I
think
mean, I don't know if that's all schools. I feel like we just kind of have good schools here.
maybe, but like I think compared to other schools around, our academics are pretty good. I think
Surprisingly, considering the circumstances.
yeah.
I mean, now, okay, post renovations, the school, it just isn't even the same school
no, yeah,
anymore.
that school is actually sick.
You drive past it, and I'm like, I forget where I am.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, that school is actually, that middle school actually looks so good now. They redid the pavilion too. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, it's actually insane.
It's actually so.
Our old pavilion had holes in the roof.
Yeah, holes in the roof.
We'd
Every
be
time we-
doing PE workouts, and there would be water leaking from the ceiling.
Yeah, dude, we'd have the little buckets.
We'd
the little
have buckets on the court.
little buckets on the floor, and then the rain would just drip down from the top while we were doing that. And we'd be like, oh yeah, look at that. There's another puddle. I think I
someone-
had second period PE, so like I'd be like one of the first things that I just look down and there's just a massive puddle on the ground.
It was just kind of sad, but I feel like it was so everyone got used to it. It
No,
was just
everybody
like-
definitely got used to it because I mean that's the circumstance you're given.
I mean,
so-
we didn't really experience any other circumstances, and now when you see the new, you're just like,
Yeah, you're like,
if we had this
"Damn."
back then, I feel like same way around. Now the new students going through middle school don't appreciate the new school.
Oh, no,
because they didn't
100%.
experience
Yeah,
how
dude.
horrible it was.
Yeah, it was so.
Remember the old?
unfortunate.
They had like a snack shack. It was like.
Dude.
Okay.
No.
I don't want to be too crude here, but it looked like a fucking drug dealing den
Yeah.
in the middle of the school, dude. It looked shady.
No, dude, they had the I can't give it away because then we're gonna get doxxed. But they had like a little not a restaurant. That's too good, but like a little.
They had snacks
yeah.
that you could buy from
and-
the school.
Yeah, so they had one area where they would give out like the school lunches, which was like terrible. And then they had like
Cardboard.
a second, yeah, it's cardboard pizza. And then they had a second thing, the snack shack. And that's the thing you're talking about. It's like the side deal where they'd sell all the good shit. They'd sell the gummy worms there.
Oh,
they'd sell
yeah,
the
they
cookies.
sell all the candy, basically,
Yeah,
is what it
they'd
is.
sell all the unhealthy stuff, dude. And that would always be more popular somehow than the actual like.
What do you mean somehow? It's like
Okay,
it's,
I say
quality
somehow
of
like that's a
taste
surprise,
between the
but it's
two
not.
Was like miles. Like you would get a pack of gummies, and that would be a better lunch for you than like buying the prepackaged meal that they have.
Oof. Yeah. That.
I think I only ever bought a meal from there, like an actual meal once.
Mm.
And then the rest of the time, it was like you get an apple juice and you get a pack of gummies, and then you wait till you get home and you actually eat actual food.
People would turn those apple juices into like improvised explosive devices, dude. Literally half the time people got apple juice, they just use them as weapons instead of like actually drinking
That
them.
just goes to show how horrible the school was.
Do you remember that though? Like people like would just stomp on them and they would just explode.
Well, yeah, they're not prepared to take the force of someone's foot. Like,
No. But like, yeah, okay, well, duh. But like,
they're just gonna explode.
but just so many people would just
I
jump
don't-
on them and then just.
It's
blow
kind
them
of
up.
because they wouldn't really charge you for them. They were kind of added
Yeah,
on.
no, they
Whenever
were
you
added
buy
on.
a snack, they would give you a little juice carton. So no one really wanted to drink them sometimes. So they would just be handing out ammunitions, basically.
It's just a weapons dealer.
Funding the war effort, basically.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, there's just no form of entertainment there. So this just came to mind. But we would I remember back maybe 6th or 7th grade. So someone brought pistachios to school, and we'd take the shell off and then rub the shell on the ground.
Oh my god, I remember this.
And the heat friction would become it's like a freaking brand. It's like
we were
branding.
branding each other with pistachio shells.
Each other with pistachio shells, dude. It was so
That's
sad.
how bored we were. We would literally sit around, we'd eat, and then someone would bring pistachios. We'd all raid the bag to get as many as we could to get our hands on the weapon. And then you would have to watch your back 24/7 to make sure someone wasn't sneaking up on you with a heated up pistachio shell.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Dude, that stuff was painful.
I mean, yeah, it hurt. I don't
hurts.
think it actually
I don't think it burned
the
you,
skin,
but it just hurt.
But it was just so hot. It's like holding a hot pan, how it's painful.
Yeah. It was only for like a second
It wouldn't
or
last
so.
very long because the heat would dissipate into your arm.
Yeah,
but like it hurts.
Oh my god, it would hurt.
Especially if they push hard, because you can pistachio shells are tough, man. You could just insert them into someone's back, basically. You could just hold it against their arm.
No.
And,
I remember, I feel like I don't remember who the first person who did it was, but they were just like, hey, look at this, and then just went and then just imprinted it into your arm.
yeah, how did we figure that out?
Dude, I honestly have no idea who thought of rubbing half of a pistachio shell on the ground over and over came to be.
Oh, wait, I think it was because we were so bored, we were trying to use the pistachio shells as chalk to draw something.
No way.
And then
I don't remember this.
as we were scraping them, I was talking with one of our friends, and we felt it, and I'm like, yo, this is getting kind of hot. So we just started rubbing them back and forth, and then we went up and trolled somebody, and they weren't expecting it at all, and just completely owned them. And then from then on, it was just all out warfare.
I never heard the origin story to this, but
it was me and somebody else, and I think we were so bored. I was trying to write I think I was trying to draw a penis on the ground or something. I don't know what I was doing.
As you do
in middle school.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, middle school is the era of phallic artwork on the side of the wall, dude.
There would be actually, I don't know if I want to get into this. This is kind of gross. There was some gross stuff that happened at the middle school.
We're already there. We'll cut it out if we need to.
Okay. Hopefully there's not a beep over my voice right now, but we'll decide that later. So in middle school there was a metal pole that was supposed to be to latch a gate onto, but the gate was long gone because that's how old the school was. And someone brought a condom.
Oh my god.
And filled it with something and then put it around the top of the pole, and it just stayed there for months.
Yeah, that's right, dude. I forgot about that. It's it was like a little yellow pole in between the basketball courts, I think.
Yeah,
right?
in between the basketball courts and some of the classrooms.
Oh my.
And it was on the walkway.
God,
and there was just someone
that.
I have no idea. I guess we can't name names, but
I still don't know. I don't even know. But yeah, someone just grabbed a condom and just put it on the freaking.
That was a high quality sound effect right there.
I mean, I don't know, dude. What can I say? But yeah, they just put it on the freaking yellow metallic pole.
I mean,
and then just.
There was also just food sprawled out across the ground. Food wouldn't last on the ground in our school because we were outdoor school, and that school has alpha crows living there, dude.
Okay,
they are muscular, man. They're the size of falcons, but they're crows because they're fed so much.
Yeah, the crows there are actually just ridiculous. They're it looks like someone just got a bunch of steroids and just juiced them all up.
Yeah, they
dude.
look juiced up.
They are ready.
And so as soon as you would drop a crumb, you would go back to class and everyone would leave that area. You'd come back, all evidence of people eating there would be gone.
Yep.
So nobody ever got in trouble for throwing food around. So guess what happened? People threw food around.
Yeah, I mean, that didn't stop people getting in trouble for turning apple juices into explosives. But I mean, people.
I mean, that has plastics and stuff.
Another popular weapon of choice in the battleground that was our middle school was carrots.
Oh yeah, you could
the little carrot packets.
Squeeze them between your fingers and launch them.
I forgot about that, dude.
There's you would just squeeze your thumb and your pointer finger together around the carrot and just launch it. The ancient technique, and it would just. People would bring those into classrooms. That's the weird, but you would be in class and you just get hit in the back of the head by a carrot of someone not even trying to get you involved. They just miss and hit somebody else, and it would just hit you, and you'd be hit with a carrot while you're taking your test or something.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, carrots were the bullets and apple juices were the explosives.
I think the reason I came to love Lunchables so much was purely because of how horrible the food at the school was.
Yeah, honestly.
And so Lunchables were like an upgrade to the food.
That's a testament to how bad the middle school food was.
Pizza Lunchables are kind of fire though.
Yeah, dude. Okay,
I'd
pizza Lunchables.
choose that over like a lot of stuff.
Okay, dude, but the ham and cheese Lunchables, the cracker sandwich,
those are boof.
those are
city.
awful. I'd actually rather eat dirt.
Yeah,
Like,
those.
No,
the
dude,
cheese on those.
Oh my god, and the ham has all like the little juice on it, dude. It's like a moist ham.
Oh my god. Wait, speaking of Lunchables, do you remember one time I was just eating my Lunchable
the pizza
in
story.
peace,
Yeah, I was gonna get to this.
and it was a pizza Lunchable. I was like halfway through my like second slice of pizza. I was munching on it. I had it in my hand. I was chewing a bite. So Ben walks up to me. You want to finish this story?
Yeah, I walk up to him and as a funny little joke, I was like, "Haha, I'm gonna hit the pizza out of your hand because that's gonna be funny, and we're gonna laugh about it." And so I kind of misjudged the velocity of my hand, and I
He thought he could slow. He thought his brakes on his arm were better than they were.
and I hit the pizza.
So he actually just walked up to me, said like yeet, and then just smacked the pizza out of my hand. It went flying about 20 feet in the air.
Yeah, no, and they were doing construction on the other side of the wall, so I just hit a.
There's a pizza on the other side of the fence, basically.
Yeah, the half-eaten Lunchables pizza.
Not only that, but as he hit it out of my hand, I could see like cheese falling around me as I looked him straight in the eye and stared into his soul.
It's the most
because he just robbed me of my pizza.
The most dramatic, like, it's like.
Oh, I know why it was my
showering
second
of cheese.
On top of that, usually they have 3 pizzas in there, right? So I had given the first pizza away to a friend.
Oh my god!
And so I was
right.
already 1/3 down, and then I was halfway through eating my first pizza, which was actually the second pizza in the pack, and then Ben whacks it out of my hand. So I had like very little to eat that day.
Yeah, it just made you starve. Yeah,
that was so funny.
Preparation for fasting. Oh my
Your
god.
face after you realize that you actually hit the pizza out of my hand was just the best thing ever.
I was like, oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be so funny. But like, yeet. And then I actually hit it out of your hand. Oh my god.
Oh, good times.
It was now it's like the highlight of middle school lunches. Honestly,
that was the peak.
It was just better than eating the food. It was just
playing with it.
playing.
You know how parents tell you not to play with your food? That was all we did.
No, that's all that middle school was. It was just use.
I mean, the food there was so bad that like you might as well just wait till you get home to eat.
There would probably be more value to that food by throwing it at someone than eating it. Unfortunately,
it's a more valuable weapon than sustenance.
Yeah. Okay. Elementary school food though, that shit was.
I mean,
that shit was sick.
It was.
I mean,
a pretty low bar to beat.
Okay. But like. Dude,
it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, but dude, elementary school food was actually miles.
The pizza comparison?
The pizza, dude.
Pizza elementary school compared to pizza in middle school, huge difference. I think we should probably mention that me and Ben and I have lived in the same neighborhood this whole time. Like we've known each other since early elementary
neighborhood?
school.
I don't know about that. But
well,
like
same schools.
The same schools, yeah.
We're in the same district. Like we're in the same school district.
Yep.
So we've known each other since like elementary, first grade. Yeah, like
first.
So that's how we know like all these comparisons are made between elementary school and middle school. Like we've been
because we all go to the same freaking
same
garbage. Freaking landfills turned into a school. Yeah, somehow the quality of the school would go down like every time we like get to a new school.
Well, I think that ended with middle school because high school was better than middle school.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, that's honestly true.
I guess we can't say now.
Now we can't say that because
the
middle
school
school
got renovated.
Is so sick now.
So it's actually like high tech now compared to us old school people.
Yeah.
Old school.
Yeah, speaking about the construction, just the construction. I mean, you just be sitting there taking like what, the 100 question
Constitution
test?
100
question test on the United States Constitution, and it was like the big thing that everybody would study for, and like if you got 100, then you get like a pizza party.
Jackhammers in the background. And then they pause, and there'd be a moment of silence, and then so you finally start like piecing together a thought, and then you just hear bang, bang, and there'd just be someone smacking something. It sounded like someone was just dropping boulders on the ground for fun. Like,
someone just got the sledgehammer out and just decided that would be a good time to just hit something.
It was just constant noise.
Oh my god!
I think it's interesting because I feel like after the first like week or two, everyone just tuned it out
Oh yeah.
and I feel like that's not like necessarily a great skill to have, but that's kind of more useful than some to be able to like tune out like
Yeah,
noise,
I mean,
like useless noise in the
if you're,
background of the
yeah, if
test.
you're going to a school that's like an active construction zone, it's kind of nice to just be able to like phase it out.
Yeah, you just get used to it. So you just like the jackhammer would become like the beat of your song, and you just be kind of like vibing to it, and
my
like
God.
you're focusing on the test, and you should do.
Okay, I don't know if I was able to do it that much, but
Okay, that's like an exaggeration, but that's like I feel like that's a way to explain like piecing it
Yeah.
out. Like you wouldn't be focusing on it anymore.
yeah, but oh
Still,
my God.
it was a nuisance.
It's horrendous sometimes. And when we
What? They were reconstructing the school, so we didn't have they were like tearing down buildings and stuff. And so our like 8th grade picture that's supposed to be really nice or whatever was like taken on these scuffed stairs.
Oh
that were,
my
like,
God, yeah. Yeah, we're supposed to have like a
class, like,
yeah,
photo.
class photo, and we did it on the like under construction bottom half of the campus, and we all just stood there.
Yeah, we were just stood on like these like there's like 5 steps.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It was
So
funny
weird.
actually.
It was so weird. They did the construction in 2 phases, right? Did they do bottom of the campus? Did they do the bottom of the campus first or the
I think they did bottom first
top.
because then in 8th grade we actually had classes in some of the newer classrooms.
That's right. Oh
But
yeah.
they didn't have like all the stuff integrated in them, so it was almost like
Yeah, it was just like a
it had none of like the electricity or anything working yet. It was basically we were in like a cement room.
Yeah,
like, we
I don't know if
moved in
anybody's been to like a new condo, like an apartment, but
before they have the flooring and everything.
yeah, you just walk in and it's just like
They
okay,
put
we
desks
got
on like
desks.
cement.
Yeah,
That was-
desks on cement. They had no carpet, so you're just walking on concrete.
It was kind of weird.
It was weird. And dude, the first couple of days, it was like there was like paint fumes. Like
I mean, yeah, you could just smell the
you
construction
could just
smells.
smell
like,
it, and it was. I mean, you got used to it after a while, but oh my
I
God.
mean, yeah, as soon as you sit in like a stench for a long time, your nose just kind of tunes it out because you're just it's like you're just in
a
it.
stench.
That's well, how else would you
No,
describe
I mean,
it? That's like
that's
a,
exactly what it was. It's so bad. Oh man, yeah.
I feel like we could rant about how horrible middle school was for ages.
we probably could, but I feel like that's
I feel like
we hit probably the biggest
complaints.
the biggest complaints of the era. Yeah, that. I mean, what else is there?
And then like classrooms falling apart. It was like
Yeah, that's
pretty much the main
That-
part. I
that-
mean, we can talk more about like not only did portables take up the entire outside basketball court, but we didn't have the funding because we were, like Ben said earlier, we poor school. So the track and the field was made out of dirt.
Oh,
the track
yeah.
wasn't an actual track. It was literally like dirt and mud.
yeah. Let's make that the final complaint. Yeah. So the sports. Yeah. So if you want to do sports at our schools, you either got to say, all right, well, I want to run on a sand gravel loop for my track and field.
It wasn't even
exercises.
measured properly. Like
Right.
you couldn't even like say, oh, run 5 laps and that's a mile.
No,
it
it
was
was
like,
like-
you have to run like 3.8.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. When we ran the miles, they'd make us do like these weird like hand signals.
Yeah.
We'd start like 3/4 of the way into a lap,
And then finish that
like,
one, and then we count down from like 5 or
Yeah,
3 or
and
something.
every time they would like be waiting at like an improvised like finish line.
Yeah.
There's no line, by the way.
was just dirt. It's all dirt.
It's all dirt, and then the two PE teachers would just stand on the opposite ends, and that would be your finish line. And so you just run around and like hold up fingers to them, like as you're completing the
you
laps.
just count it down as you're running
Oh
past.
my God.
But so if you actually wanted quality like sports stuff, you
Yeah,
just
that-
have to go to a different school.
So
like for sports days where you'd go like practice,
Yeah.
it would never be at our school.
nope, it would never. Nope.
It was just never. Like it was always somewhere else.
Also, we've never have any home games at the high school too. Our
Yeah.
our football field isn't a field. It
I mean,
is
there
a-
were some home basketball games in the pavilion. Before
Okay, yeah,
it was
well, the pavilion-
I
yeah.
guess not for us because it was being constructed on.
Yeah.
But when my sister went to that school, she's older than me, so she went there earlier. There was definitely some home games.
Yeah. But
But it was not
There's
very
no
good.
track and field meets. There's no swimming because we don't have a pool.
There's no pool.
Same with
mean-
the high school. We don't have a pool there either, so there's no swimming.
Well, we live by like public pools that they just like allow the team to
Yeah,
use.
no,
basically.
they also go to just a different school and just practice there.
It's just kind of sad, actually.
Yeah, it's actually Oh my gosh. I run in track and field, and so there's just such a huge disparity when you go over to that other school, and
Oh yeah, I went a couple times.
and they just have like the best stuff ever. Like they have
They
a
don't have an actual field. It's
and I
like
say
the,
best stuff ever because most schools are probably equipped with this, so it's just us. But like,
it felt like the best
goddamn.
stuff ever compared to what we were used to.
god damn, it's like a
And now even that's another complaint actually I have. Going from middle school to high school, that's like the one thing that didn't improve. The fields are still like
the
the
fields
same
are still
crap
garbage,
dirt.
are still gravel and sand. Except the gravel and sand field at the high school is actually in like a loop, like a
Yeah,
a
it's actually
measured
like a
loop.
measured loop.
Yeah, instead of
Of
where
like the scuffed,
instead of
like-
where the grass didn't
It's
decide
like
to
someone
die.
tried to freehand a circle and they made it an oval, and that was
Yeah,
the loop
dude.
at the middle school.
Yeah, it's also determined by where the grass wanted to grow.
Oh yeah, they would just sometimes there would just be grass growing on the dirt track.
Yeah.
And the way that they would prevent that is just by having us run on it because then
Yeah.
the grass couldn't grow.
Yeah, or sometimes the grass would grow into like a different path. So
Oh
then
yeah,
you would-
and then
you-
the loop would just move
the
a little
loop would
bit
just move.
because people were
Yeah.
like cutting the corner and they were on like the inside edge the entire time.
Oh my
so it would just move in
God.
slowly, and then they'd have to actually like make a line again, and then
Yeah. No, my Jesus, dude. It's
It
actually
was
just so
scuffed.
pathetic. It's so sad. Because I met like every other school in the area. Yeah, like every other school.
every single
that
other
I-
school in like the nation.
Yeah, every school that I would drive by in like where we live, like they would just have like fully equipped stuff. And it's
I mean,
it's
you could
literally
just tell
us.
by looking at the school
Yeah.
that they were better equipped. Oh, I got a message here.
Yeah, and
You silenced that.
the state of I can't say the state of where we live, right?
I mean, it'll probably come up.
Yeah. Anyway, the state of California does their schools by poverty, I think, or the funding they give the schools is
Oh,
based
it's
by
based
the,
on like the economic level of the
yeah
area.
by the people of no, not even the economic area, but just
Really?
like it's the economic state of people attending the school.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So the more like lower end on the economic scale, the
more funding.
the more funding the school would get, and
From
so
the government,
we
basically.
live in a suburban like more.
It's not like the worst place.
No,
Like,
it's
more
de-
well off than
it's
some areas in
definitely more well
California.
off than some. So
So
our
that
school
means our
gets
school
shit
doesn't
funding.
get any funding from government. It's basically all parents' taxes paying for stuff. There was a moment at our high school where there was a tissue shortage, and the school couldn't afford to get more tissues in classrooms for students.
Oh my god.
It wasn't even like people were trolling and using up all the tissues. We literally just ran out and couldn't afford to get them back.
Yep.
Like we couldn't pay
Yep.
the $100 to get more tissues in all the classrooms.
Yep.
It's actually just so sad. Like one person who like works at a diner could fund the school better
Yeah.
than the funding that the government gives it.
I remember for the teachers too. They would literally give you rewards by donating paper.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's
we
just
had
insane.
we had one teacher. I donated like I think like 2 stacks of like 100 sheets of graph paper, and they like celebrated like it was like the best thing that's ever happened to them.
Oh
we
my
had these
God.
things called terrific tickets at the middle school where if you did something good, then they would give you a terrific
I
ticket.
still have
I have like
bags and bags of terrific tickets because they would hand them out like golden stars. Like
Yeah.
they would just be stickers. Like if you did anything, like you just turned your work in on time. Oh, here's a terrific ticket.
Yeah.
You did a good job. Here's a terrific ticket. So people would just have bags of terrific tickets. There was like an underground poker like scheme where like people would gamble their terrific tickets.
I remember that. Yeah, dude, people would like actually just play like it was like blackjack and stuff.
Yeah, because people would bring cards to school,
Yeah, bring
and then like
cards-
during
yep.
lunch they would just be like, I think we did that a couple times. They
Yeah,
would just be-
and there was also just like coin flipping too. People would coin flip those
oh
terrific
yeah,
tickets.
they would bring like a quarter, and then they would like have someone do the coin flip, and 2 people would bring up their terrific tickets,
Yeah.
and like,
And the sad thing about terrific tickets is like, okay, we're advertising them to be this insane currency, but they're not. So there's a little box in the office administration building that you would deposit said terrific tickets in,
and on Friday,
And on a Friday, they would give you, over the announcements before lunch, they would call out 5 terrific ticket winners. And this isn't like winning the lottery, it's just like a little bonus. And I think the max prize was like a $5 like Starbucks gift card.
there was like Baskin Robbins gift cards.
Baskin Robbins gift cards, Starbucks gift cards, like,
So
yeah.
I feel like we could have gamed the system and become rich at school,
yeah.
but just the effort of having to go deposit all your trophy tickets, because you had to write your name on them.
Yeah, you had to. Yeah, so they would come
And there's
unmarked.
so many of them because
Yeah.
they'd have to know, because they're pulling your name out of the box. So you'd have to sign every single one of them, and people would have like thousands of them. So
Yep.
if you wanted to, you could totally just like dump them all 1 week. But the amount of effort, you'd basically just be sacrificing one of your lunch periods that week to go do that. It's just not worth the money.
If I was able to work during middle school, me putting in an hour of work, like working anywhere for minimum wage, would have been worth more than the time it would have taken to just write all the names down on the traffic tickets and then
turn
win
them-
$5.
It's
Like,
actually $5 a week.
yeah,
like,
$5.
So it's $1 a day.
Yeah, $5 a week, and it's
I mean,
locked.
it's
into
actually
a
kind of insane that they could even do that.
Yeah,
Considering
you
how it was
should have
being
probably spent the
reconstructed.
money on
They should have
funding the
funded
school.
other stuff. Like, instead of giving students crappy gift cards that they never use, they could have just spent the money elsewhere and gotten like better equipment in classrooms.
Yeah, or paper.
Yeah. That to reward you for. I remember like I guess this was elementary school, but like it's kind of same vein of thought. You like brought in a fan, and it was like the savior of the classroom.
Oh
'cause
yeah,
we couldn't
yeah.
afford
Fourth
AC.
grade, yeah, fourth
There's
grade.
no AC, so
I brought in one of those like $40 like Lasco
fans.
tower fans.
Yeah.
and it was like the freaking holy grail of fourth grade.
everyone was fighting over the seat by the fan that you brought in, dude.
Yeah. It was literally like a battle royale for the seating chart on who could sit where the fan is. And that fan was actually super good, but
Yeah.
it was also only covering like a third of the classroom.
If that.
If that, yeah. Maybe even a fourth or less.
I mean, if the door was open, it literally like there'd be like 2 people who could feel it.
Yeah.
And then like the rest didn't get the effects of it.
Yeah, there's some hot days at the elementary school, like super hot.
I hated that era because like they would have like a after school like place where you could leave your kids basically. You
Oh my
couldn't come pick
God,
them
yeah,
up.
like rec
So
or
there would be
whatever.
like people watching over them. And so my parents did that a couple times, but the people were they just didn't care about kids. Like it was just obvious. They were just basically like high schoolers. Like they were our age now. They would go there and like volunteer basically to get community service.
Yep.
And that would be about it. So they wouldn't care about the kids. So what they would just do is they would have us outside regardless of temperature. And you'd want to go inside and like play with Legos or something like that because they had like tins of stuff basically to entertain little kids. But no, this hour was supposed to be outside for no reason. They could have easily let us inside the cooler building. But no, we were in the scorching sun, like running around playing like Foursquare, and like that was it. You were limited to that. If you would just get a
Yep.
heat stroke, and like they wouldn't care.
Oh man, dude, I don't know who thought of the idea of like getting rid of like the Foursquare courts and like did the middle school have Foursquare courts? I don't think they did. I don't think
It
they
did in the quad.
Did they? Oh,
They had the tetherball course.
They had the tetherball things that would the ball part of the tetherball would just
Mm.
like disappear like half the time.
Right.
So you just have a rope.
Yeah.
You just have a
You'd be
rope.
tossing a rope around. Somebody would somehow get the ball off of it and keep it.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. They always came back, so I don't know if they were keeping it. Like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't know why, but this just brought me to we had a PE teacher that became like the school meme.
Oh my God. I feel bad talking about this.
Yeah, but
To this
dude.
day.
So he had so poor school. We had maybe 1 or 2 of like those megaphones. Like, and they I think we had 1 or 2
Like an actual
for the
megaphone.
whole school.
And it was pretty much left to the principal's office, so if they needed to yell at somebody, they could.
Yeah. No, it was reserved for like we didn't really have like yard watch duty.
No, they just
people.
let us be,
They
man.
just let us be. But like, okay, so this could be an exaggeration. Maybe we have like 3 or 4 or 5.
But they just never used them.
They just never use them. So our PE teacher got a cone.
Well, they didn't get a cone. He had cardboard.
Yeah. Did he make it out of cardboard?
It was made out of cardboard and duct tape.
Oh yeah, it wasn't even a cone.
It wasn't even a
wasn't
cone. He constructed a handmade megaphone that doesn't like do anything except use the cone shape to amplify the noise.
Yeah.
And it was made out of like cylindrical cardboard and duct tape to make
Yep.
a cone.
Yeah, and then our year, someone stole it. Someone stole.
I feel bad, man. They robbed him of his cone.
Because it was like the ultimate meme. And the PE teacher, that guy was actually pretty nice.
I mean, he wasn't a horrible teacher.
No, he wasn't. He
was just kind of memeable. Like, he was the PE and health teacher, and he was arguably the least fit person at the school.
Perhaps.
He had a large belly on him also.
Yeah. No shame. No shame.
I mean, just a little bit of shame.
Just a little. It's a little.
A little push-up example where said teacher could not complete an actual push-up.
Yeah.
That was an experience. He sat down to show us proper form for our California state testing for our physical education.
Yeah, the physical test.
And so he went up on the stage of the pavilion and got into push-up position lying on his stomach. And then he's like, okay, so you go and you bend your arms like this. And he got into the push-up position and then proceeded to say, and then you do a push-up. And then he rolled onto his back and sat up. He did not even move his arms. Like, he didn't even attempt to push up.
Oh, my God. I remember I wasn't in that class when he demonstrated that, and you just told me, and it was the funniest thing ever.
It was hard because everyone felt bad for him, so nobody wanted to just break out laughing. But that's what we all felt like doing because it was so absurd that he was teaching PE.
Yeah. But, dude...
he ran good exercises and everything. He was a good teacher.
No,
like,
he was also really nice. He looked out for the students for sure. He was super nice. He was just really memeable.
No one paid him any respect. Middle school student moment.
Yeah, but I think in retrospect, now looking back, I respect the dude. I remember he said a couple things like they were like he actually like cared about the kids and stuff.
There was other things about him. Like somehow, even though his eyes looked like they were shut 24/7, he would know where everyone was. Like, even if they weren't saying anything, you would be like whispering to your friend in the back of the class. And even without opening his eyes, he'd perfectly point over to your face and say like, quiet. And
oh my God.
It was just insane.
It's actually crazy. He's like, he had a second sense.
Yeah, sixth sense.
Or second sense. No.
Everyone has a second sense.
He had a sixth sense, yeah. His eyes would be closed, but he would just be able to pinpoint exactly who was talking.
He had like echolocation.
Yeah, there you go.
He could just thermal imaging in his eyelids. That you could just tell where you were.
Oh my God. Yeah, that basically sums up the...
That was pretty much our middle school stories. I mean, there's probably more that we can think up later, but
we'll probably just sprinkle it here and there.
It's probably a good place to end it for now, actually. I mean,
honestly,
we've been going for a while.
Yeah, we're 51 minutes in, talked about school. Honestly,
that's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
So, if you've listened this long, thank you for hearing about us rant about how horrible our schools were.
About our poor school.
But that was
that was the first episode of finally a podcast, and I hope you enjoyed. And we will hopefully see you in the next episode.
See you in the next episode,
Yeah. So
see ya.
Peace out. Let's go.